Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute, dainty flower pendant. It's 3D and it's double-sided, as you can see. So you can do the same or a different pattern on each side. Another thing you can do is not turn it into a pendant and instead leave it as a charm, in which you can put on and off of hoop earrings, which is really nice. So that's just something else that you can do with this tutorial. So I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these today. So I'll be showing you how to make the flower pendant. So for that you're going to need 4 different colours of size 11 seed beads. First of all, a yellow for the centre of the flower, and then a second colour, which here is these darker pink ones on mine, and then a third colour which is going to be for the main petals, and then finally a green bead as well. That's just around the edge. And then you'll need 30 inches of 6-pound fireline or whatever beading thread, a beading needle and your jump ring. Now let's get started. Start by laying out your colours in the order we're going to use them. So you got your central colour, which is the yellow, then your second colour, which as I said on mine is this darker pink, and then your third colour, which is for your petals, and then finally your fourth colour, which is your green beads. So thread your needle and then pick up 6 of your yellow beads, and then you're going to slide those down onto your thread. You just want to leave 5 or 6 inches to tie a knot at the end, and then sew up through the first bead to bring them together into a circle. So you have this. Now your tail thread's coming out of the same bead that you're coming out of. You want to move around through 2 and then round through 2 more. All that does is position your working thread directly opposite your tail thread, so it's easier to work away from your tail thread. So that's where you should be. And then you're going to pick up 4 of your yellow beads. And you see how it's positioned? We're coming out of here. We want to go down through the 2 on that side to create another little group like this. Now travel through that next bead that's on the bottom and up through the 2 on the side. So we're creating these little right angle units, but they've got 2 beads on the sides and 1 on the top and bottom. So again, picking up 4 beads and going back through those 2 that you're coming out of. This time we're going up through the bottom. So we have this, and now you're going to go across through that single bead on the top, and then down through the 2 on the side again. So we have this, and then you're going to pick up 4 of your yellow beads again and go down through the 2 that you're coming out of, across through that bead on the bottom, the next bead in the circle, and up through the next 2 beads. So that we have this, and we're going to add 1 more group, so we've got 4 at the minute. So picking up 4 more of your yellow beads, go up through those last 2 beads that you're coming out of, bring it through to create another circle, and then go through that bead on the top, and then go down through those 2 on the end, and pull that nice and tight. So you should have this. So now we're going to move through this next one on the bottom. So you're coming out here, and then we're going to fill in the gaps with these white beads. So picking up 1 white or 1 of your second colour, we're going to fill in these gaps along the bottom. We've got these 5 beads along the bottom. We're going to put the beads in between. So coming out of this one, you're going to go through the next one on the bottom. So that just pops into place, picking up another 1 of your second colour and go through that next bead on the bottom. So again, picking up a white and going through that next bead on the bottom, yellow bead. And then there's 1 more at the bottom, so picking up 1 more and then doing the same thing again. So going through that last bead that's at the bottom of one of those groups. So we have this, now we need to do the same on the top. So you're going to travel up through these two on the end to get to the top. And I've just flipped it over so it's easy for me to hold and travel upwards. So I'm going to move through that first bead on the edge, single bead, and then I'm going to do the same. So fill in those gaps with 4 white beads. It's picking up one and going through the next one. And just doing that all the way along until you get to that end again at the other end. Like that. So now we have this. So now we're going to move up through those two on the end, like that. And then now what we need to do is add some green beads on the top. So switching to your green beads, picking up one, coming out of these two here, you want to go through the next two in the same direction. So you're coming out at the top of the two, so you want to go up through the bottom of those next two to add that green bead. Make sure that it's going to sit on the top and not get tangled underneath. So it should sit like that. So now picking up another green and doing the same thing. So move along to the next group of two and go through the bottom so you're coming out the top. Again, make sure that sits on the top properly. And you're going to do it again. So going up through those next group of two. And 2 more times to get to the end. So same thing, going up through those twos. So that you have this, and you're coming out that end group of 2, and then what you're going to do is fold it in half. Make sure your green beads are on the outside, like that. So you've coming out of a group of 2 on that end, and then you've got your group of 2 on this other end, and they're the ones we're going to be working with. So what you're going to do is pick up one of your yellow beads again. So we're going to complete this last group. So we've already got the 2 groups of 2 on either side. So here where we're coming out of, and here on the other side. So you're going to go down through the 2 on the other side. And then picking up another one to complete that group, you're coming out of this side, you're going to go up through the 2 on the other side. Pull that nice and tight, so that's added that final group that joins them together seamlessly. Now we need to add in that green bead that sits on the top, so going up through the 2 on the other side, like we did all the way along. So we have this. Now it's almost all the same, but we just need to add in those missing white beads on the top. So we're coming out of these 2 on the sides, and we're just going to go through that one on the top of that little group we've just created, and then picking up a white bead, you're just going to fill in that gap. So you're going to go through the next yellow bead on the top. You can also go through the white one after it as well, because then we're going to travel all the way around to the other side, so through the next 2, the yellow and white, and through the 2 after that, and through the 2 after that, so you're coming out of that white bead, and then through that final yellow bead, so that you're in position to add that last white bead and fill in the final gap. So picking up the white, and you're just going to go through the next yellow, so you're coming out here, and you're just going to go through that next yellow bead. So that is that side sorted, all the gaps filled in, and it's all perfect. And then we need to do the same on the bottom as well. So I'm coming out the top there, so I'm going to move down through 2 on the side, like that. Just get my tail thread out of my way. So I'm coming out of these 2, and then I'm going to move through that one on the bottom. And then picking up a white bead, I'm going to go through the next yellow one on that top bit, and through the white and the yellow and the white, and again just move all the way back round to the other side so I can add that final white bead to fill in that last gap where we've got one missing from when we joined it all together. So I'm moving all the way around to there where we've just got the 2 yellow beads next to each other, and we need to just fill it in with a white bead. So go ahead and pick up that white bead and then go through the yellow. So pull it tight and you should have this. So next we need to be coming out of one of these green beads around the edge. So I'm here, so I'm going to move down through these, or up through these two in the middle, and then into the green bead like that. Now we're going to add groups of 2 white beads all the way around. So picking up 2 and coming out of this one and going through the next green bead in the circle. Picking up 2 and going through the next green in the circle. And you're going to do that all the way around. So picking up 2 and through the next green. Pick up 2 white beads and through the next green. Picking up 2, through the next green. And picking up your last 2 and through the last green, which was the one where we started. So that you have this kind of cute. Now we're going to move up through those 2 white beads and picking up a green this time. You're going to go through the next 2 white beads and we're just going to stack that green on top of the one below. Picking up 1 green and going through the next 2 white beads. Picking up a green and through the next 2 white beads, and you're going to do that all the way around until you've added all 6 of your green beads on top of the ones that are below. So keep going. And then it should look like this. And you should be coming out of one of those green beads right on the edge. So now we're going to add finally our petal colour. So picking up 2 each time. So we've got 2 on the needle, we're coming out of the green one at the top, and you're going to go through the next white bead. So my thread's going in that direction, so through the next white bead in that direction. That's in that middle circle, like that. And then picking up 2 again, and coming out of here into the next green bead on the edge. Like that. And then picking up 2 blue again. And going into the next white bead in that middle circle. And again picking up 2 of your blue and coming out of this one, so you're going into the next green bead on the edge of the circle. Picking up 2 of your blue again, and you're going to go into the next white bead in that middle circle. And even though it looks like it's in line and it's not going to fit, it will all work out in the end. So just make sure you're going into the next one that hasn't already got the blue beads joined. So the next white one in the middle. Even if it looks like they won't fit, they will in the end. So picking up 2 and going into the next green bead. Picking up 2 and going into the next white one, which again is right below the green, but it doesn't matter because they will fit. Picking up 2 and into the next green one. And picking up 2 and into the next white one in the middle. And picking up 2 and into the next green one on the edge. When you add the last 2 here, going into that last white bead. Sorry, they're not the last 2, these are the last 2. Picking up the last 2 and going into that green bead where you first started, and when you pull it tight it really comes together all of a sudden into this cute flower. But right now we're one-sided and we're going to do the same on the other side. So at this point, if you wanted to do like I did here, a different colour on each side, this is where you'd change your petal colour and do the other side in your second colour. So you can do that if you want to. I'm going to stick with this same colour for mine. So we're coming out of the green bead on the edge. We're going to flip it over so we're working on the other side. This time you're working in the opposite direction, but you're doing the same thing. So you're picking up 2, but thread's coming out this way. So remember, don't go through the one on the opposite side. Make sure you're going through the right white bead in the middle, in the direction your thread's coming out. And then do the same thing all the way around like we did on the other side. So then we should have this. Once you've done it all, it's all double-sided and very cute. So then there's an optional next step if you want to add extra green beads on the side. You move through one of those white beads, you know, those groups of 2, picking up a green, going through the next white bead and then moving around until you're coming out of the next middle of the next white bead, and that just pops a bead in the side like that. So then you'd move till you're coming out the middle of that next group of 2 and then add another green in the middle. And so that is an option if you want to add the extra row of beads around the outside like I did on my other one. But for this one I actually don't want to do that. I don't think it really adds anything. So I'm going to leave mine like this and show you how to do the pendant. So then after you've done that step or not, like I am, make sure either way you're coming out of one of those green beads on the edge, and pick up one of any of your colours, one of your jump rings and one of any of your colours again, and then go back into that green bead that you're coming out of in the opposite side to create your little loop with your jump ring attached. And then you're going to go through all of those beads again a couple of times, I'd say. So I've gone through all of those again, and I've moved on for a few beads on the side. It doesn't matter where you are as long as you're around the edge. And then you want to take your needle under the threads that connect your bead to the next ones. So take your needle underneath those threads, pull that through to get a loop and go up through the loop 2 times. Pull it down, pull it till it tightens into a knot, and then move on through several beads, pulling it tight so that that knot disappears. And then go ahead and do quite a few more knots, as many as you can, and thread your needle onto your tail thread, which can be coming out of the middle somewhere, but just make sure you move through one of these beads on the side and do the same thing. And then we're all finished. So this is what it turned out like, and this is how it looks on the chain. Super cute and dainty and really pretty to wear every day. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you're able to make one of these or one of these charms even. And comment down below anything else you'd like to see. Like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see more of my videos. And you can follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah, and I usually share more of my beading over there, so you can keep up with all of that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.